Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SpeakCast English. This is your daily English listening practice podcast, Mini Story English. We're so glad you're here with us today.
And we are ready to dive into another super useful and relatable topic. Today we're talking about going to the dentist, describing tooth pain and scheduling a cleaning. It's one of those things we all face, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's funny how a tiny little ache, especially in your mouth, can suddenly become the biggest, most urgent thing in your life. It just takes over everything.
It really does. A toothache can be so distracting.
I remember hearing Alex's story about this. Alex was saying, "I finally called the dentist, and honestly, my heart was racing like I was about to run a marathon."
Wait, really? Just to call the dentist? Oh, Alex. That sounds like a lot of pressure for a simple phone call.
Right? What was going on? Was it the fear of the dentist itself, or something else entirely that made it such a big deal?
I'm curious. Tell us more.
Well, it all started very subtly. It began with this tiny, almost unnoticeable feeling in one of Alex's back teeth.
A tiny feeling? Not even pain yet?
No, not really pain. At first, it was just there. Like a little whisper, or a tiny, annoying tickle that you couldn't quite pinpoint. So faint, Alex almost convinced himself it wasn't real.
A whisper in your tooth? That's a strange and very vivid way to describe it. Like a little ghost in your mouth?
Exactly. Alex thought, what was that? Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I just bit something hard, or there's a tiny piece of food stuck.
So, the classic, ignore it and hope it goes away, strategy?
Precisely. Alex tried to ignore it. Just put it off. Hope it would magically disappear if he pretended it wasn't there.
Put it off. We all do that sometimes, don't we? Especially with things we don't really want to deal with.
Absolutely. Like taxes, or going to the gym. Alex kept telling himself, it'll go away on its own. It's probably just temporary. I don't have time for this right now.
But of course, it didn't.
Of course not. Over the next few days, that little whisper turned into something more persistent. It became a dull ache.
A dull ache. So, not a sudden, sharp, ouch, that really hurts kind of pain?
No, not at all. It wasn't sharp, not sudden, but definitely there, a constant presence.
Like a background noise you can't quite turn off? Or a pebble in your shoe that you just can't shake?
Exactly. It was more like a constant, low throb. Always there, just in the background, making it hard to concentrate on work, or even enjoy a meal.
That sounds incredibly distracting. I can imagine trying to focus on a conversation or a task, and just having that constant feeling pulling at your attention.
It was. It was like a little drummer in Alex's mouth, just thumping away, quietly but persistently.
Did it affect Alex's sleep? Because that's when things get really serious for me.
Oh, absolutely. At first, it was just a minor irritation, but then it started to interfere. Alex would wake up in the middle of the night.
Not in agony, but just aware of it?
Exactly. Just aware of that constant throb. It was enough to break sleep, making Alex feel tired and grumpy the next day.
Oh, that's the worst. When it messes with your sleep, you know it's serious. Sleep is so important, and when something like a toothache starts stealing it, that's a clear sign you need to act.
It was. Alex tried all the usual things. Brushing more carefully, rinsing with mouthwash.
Did any of that help?
Not really. Alex even tried chewing on the other side of the mouth to avoid putting pressure on it. And get this, Alex even tried holding ice water in the mouth for a bit, thinking maybe it would numb it.
Oh, the desperate measures. I've been there.
Nothing helped. The ache just settled in, making itself completely at home. It was like an unwelcome guest that refused to leave.
So, Alex couldn't ignore it anymore, I guess? The put it off strategy had officially failed.
Completely failed. In fact, it got worse. One morning, Alex woke up, and the ache was even stronger.
Oh.
It wasn't unbearable, like a screaming pain that would send Alex straight to the emergency room, but it was definitely saying, very loudly now, "Hey, I'm still here, and I'm not leaving. You need to pay attention to me. This is serious."
Oh dear. That's when you know it's serious, right? When it affects your sleep, your routine, or even just your general mood.
Exactly. It stops being a minor inconvenience and becomes a real problem that you can't just wish away. Alex knew then that it was time to get it checked out.
No more putting it off.
No more. The little whisper had become a shout, and Alex couldn't pretend it wasn't there anymore. The decision was made. But then came the next hurdle.
The phone call. The marathon moment you mentioned earlier, the one that made Alex's heart race.
Yes, the phone call. Alex sat there, looking at the dentist's number on the phone screen. Just staring at it.
Like it was a monster.
It felt like a giant, intimidating button, almost glowing with challenge. Alex's finger hovered over the dial icon for what felt like an eternity, taking deep breaths.
Why was it so hard? Was it the fear of the dentist itself, the drills, the needles, the potential pain? Or just the call, the act of admitting there was a problem?
A bit of both, honestly. Alex felt a little embarrassed, thinking, why did I wait so long? This is my fault for putting it off. Now it's probably going to be worse.
Oh, the self-blame. I know that feeling.
And then there was the anxiety of explaining the problem clearly, especially in English. Alex was worried about not using the right words, or not being understood.
That's a common challenge, I think. Describing a specific feeling, especially something as personal as pain, can be tough in any language.
Absolutely. You want to be understood, but sometimes the words just don't come easily, or you're not sure which words are best.
So, what did Alex do? Did Alex practice?
Alex even practiced in front of the mirror. Hello, I have a toothache. But then what? It's a dull ache? It hurts a lot? It's a throbbing pain?
Trying to find the perfect word. I've been there. It's like, you know what it feels like, but how do you translate that into words for someone else? So many options.
Exactly. Alex wasn't sure how to make it clear, how to give the right amount of detail without sounding confused or making it seem less serious than it was.
Did Alex finally make the call, or did the phone just sit there, staring back?
Yes, after taking a very deep breath, almost like preparing for a dive into cold water, Alex pressed dial.
Phew.
The phone rang, and Alex's heart started to pound. Thump thump, thump thump. It was definitely a marathon moment, every ring felt like a mile.
Like that marathon you mentioned. The adrenaline must have been really pumping. It's amazing how much anxiety a simple phone call can cause sometimes.
Absolutely. Then, a friendly voice answered on the other end. Good morning, Dr. Lee's office. How can I help you?
And what did Alex say? Did all those practiced phrases come out perfectly, or was there a moment of panic?
Alex paused for a second, almost forgot the words entirely. A little wave of panic, yes, a moment of blankness.
Oh no.
But then, Alex remembered the goal, the reason for the call. Hello, my name is Alex, and I need to make an appointment. I have a toothache.
Clear, direct, to the point. The most important information first. Good job, Alex.
Exactly. No fancy words, just the essential information. That's often the best approach when you're feeling nervous.
Smart.
The receptionist was very professional and helpful. She asked, Okay, Alex, is it an emergency, or would you like to schedule a routine checkup?
Oh, that's a good question. How do you decide? Because a toothache feels like an emergency when you have it.
Right? But maybe it's not a * medical emergency that requires immediate, urgent care. It's a fine line.
So, what did Alex say?
Alex thought about it carefully. It was a dull ache, remember, not a sharp, unbearable pain that needed immediate attention right now.
So, not a rush to the ER.
Exactly. Not a total emergency in the sense of needing to drop everything and rush in, but it definitely needed attention soon. Alex said, It's not an emergency, but it's been bothering me for a few days. It's a dull ache in my back tooth.
Perfect description. Using dull ache really helps the receptionist understand the nature of the problem without needing to ask a lot of follow-up questions.
It gives them a good idea of what to expect and how to schedule the appointment. The receptionist understood immediately.
What did she offer?
She said, Okay, I see. A dull ache in a back tooth. We have an opening tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., or we can schedule you for sometime next week. Which would you prefer?
Tomorrow afternoon sounds good. No more putting it off, especially after all that anxiety about making the call. Get it done.
Exactly. Alex quickly said, tomorrow afternoon, please. 2 p.m. works perfectly.
And that was it? Relief?
Almost. Then, almost without thinking, because the relief was so great and Alex was already on a roll, Alex added, and actually, I haven't had a cleaning in a while. Could I schedule a routine cleaning too, while I'm there?
Oh, that's smart. Killing two birds with one stone, as they say. Get the problem checked out and take care of the routine maintenance all at once. Alex was thinking ahead.
Totally. The receptionist said, sure, we can definitely do both tomorrow. We'll do the checkup for your tooth first, and if everything looks okay, we can do the cleaning right after. That'll save you another trip.
What a relief that must have been for Alex. Not just getting the appointment, but also getting the cleaning sorted. It's like a huge weight lifted off your shoulders.
It was a huge relief. Alex hung up the phone, and that tightness in the chest, that nervous feeling, just melted away. It was replaced by a sense of accomplishment.
So, the marathon was over, and Alex won. Not just by making the call, but by getting everything scheduled efficiently.
Definitely. Alex felt proud for facing the problem, even though it was just a phone call. It was a small step, but a big win for confidence, especially when dealing with something a bit scary like the dentist.
That's a great takeaway. Sometimes the hardest part is just making that first step, isn't it? Like calling the dentist, or starting a new project, or even just asking a question in English.
Exactly. And Alex learned that describing the problem clearly really helps. Knowing the difference between a dull ache and a sharp pain, for example, can make a big difference in how quickly and effectively you get help.
That's so true. It helps the person on the other end understand and help you better. What a great story, Andrew. I think we heard some really useful phrases in there that our listeners can definitely use.
We certainly did, Ava. Let's break down 3 of them that Alex used, because they're super practical for everyday English.
Perfect. The first one I noticed, and you mentioned it several times, was a dull ache. What exactly does dull ache mean?
A dull ache is a constant, low-level pain. It's not sharp or sudden, but it's always there, like a background hum. It's annoying, but not usually excruciating.
So, it's not like, ouch, that really hurts right now, I need to scream. It's more like, I feel something there, and it's annoying me, and it's been there for a while.
Exactly. It's a persistent, mild pain. For example, after working on the computer all day, I often have a dull ache in my neck.
Or, my old knee injury gives me a dull ache when it rains. That makes perfect sense.
Right. For our English learners, a common mistake might be using pain for every type of discomfort. But dull ache is much more specific and natural.
It gives a clearer picture of what you're feeling. Let's try shadowing this. Listen and repeat. It was a dull ache. Pause.
It was a dull ache. Pause.
It was a dull ache.
Great job. The second phrase Alex used, and one we all probably do too often, was to put something off. What does that mean, Ava?
To put something off means to delay doing something, often because you don't want to do it, or you're procrastinating. You postpone it, you push it to a later time.
Even though you know you should probably do it now. It's like saying, I'll do it tomorrow, but then tomorrow comes, and you say it again.
Exactly. For instance, I always put off doing my laundry until I have no clean clothes left.
Or, I put off studying for my exam until the very last minute. It's that feeling of dreading a task and finding excuses not to start it.
Yes, it implies a choice, often driven by a lack of motivation or a bit of fear. It's not just that something was delayed, but that you delayed it.
Let's practice this one. Listen and repeat. Don't put it off. Pause. Don't put it off. Pause.
Don't put it off.
Excellent. And finally, the third phrase Alex used, which is super practical for many situations, was to get something checked out.
This is a very practical phrase. It means to have a professional examine something to find out if there's a problem.
Precisely. Especially with your health or a machine. You're asking someone with expertise to take a look and tell you what's going on.
So, you would use it for a car, too, right? My car is making a strange noise. I need to get it checked out by a mechanic.
Exactly. Or even for a pet. My cat hasn't been eating much. I need to get her checked out by the vet. It's very versatile.
A common mistake for English learners might be to say, check my car, directly. Which isn't wrong, but get it checked out sounds much more natural.
It implies someone else is doing the checking for you. It's a subtle but important difference for natural English.
Let's try shadowing this. Listen and repeat. I need to get it checked out. Pause.
I need to get it checked out. Pause.
I need to get it checked out.
Fantastic job, everyone. Today, we heard Alex's story about facing a small problem, a dull ache, and learning the importance of clear communication, even when you're feeling a bit nervous.
Remember, even small steps, like making a phone call to the dentist, can be big wins for your confidence.
And knowing how to describe your feelings accurately, like the difference between a dull ache and a sharp pain, can make all the difference in getting the help you need.
We hope you enjoyed learning these useful phrases with us today.
For our comment challenge, we want to hear from you. Tell us, what's something you often put off doing? Or what's something you need to get checked out?
Share your answers using one of today's phrases in the comments below. We love reading your responses.
Tomorrow, Alex faces a tricky situation at work, where understanding cultural nuances becomes super important. It's a story about communication, but in a very different context. You won't want to miss it.
Before we finish, let's do a quick recap of today's main ideas and the most useful phrases. We talked about a dull ache, to put something off, and to get something checked out.
Pick one or two expressions and try them in real life today, even in a very short conversation. The more you use them. Thank you for listening today. We hope this mini story helped you practice real English.
Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with your favorite phrase from today.
You've been listening to SpeakCast English. Thanks for practicing with us, and see you next time on SpeakCast English.